Hey guys, what's up? So I just wanted to talk to you about something that is my biggest struggle. So I want to get a little vulnerable here, a little open, and that is anxiety. Anxiety is something that I struggled with for a really long time, specifically social anxiety. Like, I was a really shy kid, and just I feel I'm still an awkward person. That is very true, and I still struggle with anxiety constantly, but it's just a matter of finding a way to coexist with it. Sometimes I can fight anxiety, sometimes I can't. Sometimes I try and sometimes I fail, but that's all okay. I started going to therapy 10 years ago for social anxiety, and transition has helped tremendously. I have definitely made more progress after transition. Before, I felt like I kind of came at a standstill, but then after transition, I started really being able to battle my anxiety better, at least my social anxiety. Part of the reasons I started this channel was because I wanted to show people that I actually talked, because I was very quiet. So that's why I named this channel Cody Talks, because it's like, hey guys, I actually talk. I actually have an opinion. I'm not just this really quiet, shy person that is antisocial and doesn't want to talk. I do actually like to talk. I like to have deep, meaningful conversations, and people's perspective of me is usually very different than the reality. I handle anxiety in a way that's not really detected, I guess you could say. Socially, I withdraw and I'm shy, so people could either notice that, or they kind of just think that I'm rude, or I think I'm better than them, or they think I'm an asshole. That is usually what people think I am. When I'm in like a stressful situation, if it's, for example, in culinary school, if we had a big test, I would be very just mellowed. I would show no emotion, even though I was freaking out inside, so people just thought that I wasn't scared of anything. So I'm like, cool, I can pretty much put on a really good front, but that is not my reality, because my brain is just exploding on the inside. I'm not really perceived as an anxious person, but I really, really am. And I think that anxiety is a journey. Sometimes I get discouraged, but then I've seen how far I've come. I just, in October, stepped on a bodybuilding stage half naked, and I never in my wildest dreams thought I could ever do that because anxiety. And thinking about how far I've come to be able to do that, I am actually proud of myself, and I was probably more proud of that than I was of actually the process of working out and the food and all that. Like, that was almost the easy part compared to battling my anxiety to get up there. It just goes to show that if you work at something, no matter how slow the process, that it is possible to make steps. And don't get discouraged when you take steps backwards. I find that socially, sometimes I can handle it a lot more than other times, and then it's like one step forward, two steps back. Back in the day, I used to not even be able to hold down a job. I would work as much as I could until I was just physically and emotionally drained, and then one day I would just not show up and I'd quit, and that's not something I'm proud of, and it looked really shitty on me at the time. And now I've worked at the same place almost 4 years now in a kitchen, and that's a pretty stressful environment that I never thought I'd be able to handle. I mean, I did work in a very, very stressful kitchen beforehand, and I ended up quitting that kitchen because it was too stressful for me. So it kind of, I think, paved the way for me to be able to handle the kitchen that I'm currently in. Anxiety is, I'm not gonna lie, anxiety is a bitch, because it's not something that gets better if you avoid it. There are times I think that it's okay to avoid it, or know that you don't have the energy to fight it, but you gotta keep pushing yourself. If you are someone with anxiety, I know that sometimes pushing yourself is super hard, but it does pay off. This is something I need to remind myself, and I think lately I've been trying to push myself more, and I have noticed it being helpful in that it makes other situations easier. My anxiety can be over something really, really simple. I can get overwhelmed about just having too many tasks to do in one day. Like for example, today I had to get an oil change and smog my car, and that induced anxiety in me for weeks because I knew I had to do it, and then it's a social situation that I'm not super familiar with. I don't want people to know that I know absolutely nothing about cars, and yeah, so just things like that induce anxiety. I can just be sitting here right now and thinking about all the things that I need to get done and drive myself insane. But yeah, the struggle is real, guys. If you do not have anxiety, God bless you. And if you know people that have anxiety, my biggest tip for you is just to be patient with them, because it takes a lot of energy and emotions to like work through things. Anxiety is something that you have to push through in order for it to get better, but it has to be the person to push themselves. You can never push an anxious person into doing something that they don't feel ready for. If you don't have anxiety, it's probably really hard to understand, but if you have anxiety, I feel you so badly. And just keep going, and also therapy was super helpful for me. Just be kind to yourself, and you win some battles and you lose some battles and you keep going, and that's about it. I don't really know what the point of this video is, except to tell you that the struggle is real, anxiety sucks, and I wish I could take it away from everybody, including myself. If you struggle with anxiety, let me know in the comments down below how you cope with it, or what you've noticed helps you, or what you think kind of triggers it. And we'll talk to you next time, guys. Peace out.